Well, the city is going after an apartment complex in southwest Detroit. Police say they received more than 400 911 calls to 760 Campbell last year alone. This year, they've already seen or had 300 police calls. Coco McAvoy is there live now. So, Coco, the city, I understand, is filing a nuisance abatement lawsuit. I know that doesn't happen very often. Kind of explain what that all means.
Yes, Kimberly, this is an extremely rare move, but when you hear how many times police are called to this apartment complex for drug overdoses and prostitution and all sorts of crimes, and you see the conditions inside and outside of the building, you'll see why this is important. This is 760 Campbell in southwest Detroit. The front door is kept wide open, and cell phone video shows the deplorable conditions inside.
Roaches, there's bed bugs. If you're in there, it has a very distinct odor.
Commander Whitney Walton says it's also a hotspot for crime.
And in 2017, we had 409 911 calls to that building.
To put that in perspective, the infamous Victory Inn Hotel on Michigan Avenue had 105 police calls, and that building was closed and demolished. 760 Campbell has far surpassed that number.
What's going on there is drugs, prostitution, violent crime. And there are people living there that maybe are lower income, can't afford to go anywhere else, and they have the right to live in a safe environment.
So the city of Detroit filed a lawsuit against the complex.
Trying to work within the tools we have in the city to try and address it, and unfortunately came to a nuisance abatement action.
The owner works out of the Detroit Cornice and Slate Company in Ferndale. We went there to speak to the owner.
I don't have his phone number.
We were told the owner wasn't there and would give us a call. He never did, but he will have to respond to the lawsuit from the city of Detroit.
I understand they're a business and they're making money, but they're also responsible for how people live.
And there was a hearing scheduled for this morning to address that lawsuit. However, we are told that that was adjourned, but we will continue to follow this story. Back to you.
Okay, so the city is suing Coco, but what could ultimately come from the lawsuit? Is there something specific that the city is asking for?
Yes, so in that lawsuit, the city is asking that this building be declared a nuisance. And what that means moving forward is that someone other than the owner will then be determined as what's called the receiver, and they'll end up being in control of this building and will be able to maintain it. But there's a possibility that it could close as well.
Yeah. Okay, keep us updated, Coco.